and you can see that the object that we need has been modeled. You just need to click save it to whatever working directory has been set. And that's it for this one. Thank you. Namaste everyone. In this video we will be creating this particular object. You can see the front view and the top view of this object. Actually the front view is here, the sectional front view is at the bottom, and the top view is given here at the top. So this is the third angle projection of the object which has been given to us, and the object actually in 3 dimensions it looks somewhat like this. And when you see here that the dimensions are defined for the smaller, the inside boundary. Okay, so whatever 100 radius has been given, it is given for the smaller circle here, and you can see here the radius 50 is also given for the inside circle. So we'll have to define the top boundary first, and then we will have to extrude it by distance of 50, and after that we will have to subtract these two entities. Now the thing to be noted here is you should not create these two sections in the beginning itself, or else there will be some problems which we will end up facing. So let's go ahead and start creating it. First, of course, we'll have to set the working directory. I'll set it on desktop in a folder of my name. Click OK. Now that the working directory is set, I can go for a creation of new part, and this is the question number 3. I'll just name it. Okay. Yes. So let me put Q3 and click OK. Now the new file has been opened. I'll have to create the inside border first. So this is this is the top view of it. So I'll just select this plane, the top plane, and I'll go for extrude. If it doesn't reorient itself, I just have to click on this button to reorient. Now I'll use this origin point as the center for this particular circle. So let me just create it like this, and in the palette, let us see if that shape is available ready made. Okay, even if it is there, let us create it from scratch. We'll get to learn a bit about this anyway. Okay, so the first one, this arc has been created and its radius is 50. So I'll have to just trim this to move these 2 points with mouse button, and this is radius. The radius of this is 50. So change it to 50. Now alright, so now I need 2 straight lines, horizontal lines. So I click here, click a horizontal line, and once again I'll click here, I'll make the horizontal line. Then I'll need a circle. So center of that circle should be on this horizontal line, and it should be a little larger. Let's create a little larger than that. Then again I have to go for trim these edges. I have to trim it off. Now you can see that it has been highlighted with this. Okay, so this radius I have already defined. Screen. Okay. This radius you can see has been defined already. I need to define the other things. So what are the things? You can see the inner radius here is 100. So this one is 100, and the distance. That distance is 180. And then we have here a radius of 20 2 times. So for that we'll have to use the fillets. So this option is a fillet. Click the first edge, then the second one here, and the same I have to create here as well. So click mid mouse button to come out of that, and you can see that we just giving radius only once. So I just need to make it equal. So click on the equal constraint and select the 2 fillet arcs, which will make the radii equal, so that now if you change the radius here, the one at the bottom will automatically change. So now that all the dimensions have been defined, we can go for extrude. Okay, so click OK, and extrude needs to happen at the lower side, so let's change this to the bottom side. And one more thing you observe here is that there is an angular extrude of with a draft of 10 degrees over here. So I'll have to choose the draft angle, so it will be somewhere here. So add taper is what you need to do here, and you need to do that on the outer side. So this angle here is 10 degrees, but 10 degrees may not come out properly here because it's resulting in some problem. So for this we need to change the height, so height we'll have to change it to 50, and now you can see we are getting our extrude formed correctly. All right, so click OK, and when you see the top view, it's actually this one. Yeah, you see the top view, you'll see that there is an inside surface, then there is an outside surface. This is because of the draft, an angular draft that we have created. All right, so let's go back to the top view. Now let's create this and this particular pole. So I'll just go with extrude cut. I will have to create, so I'll go with extrude. I'll have to choose remove material over here. The sketch I need to define on this surface, so let's click this surface. Now we are back in the sketch. Now our sketch is already aligned. If it is not aligned in the beginning, just have to click on this button, and now we can start creating that the objects. So let me take a circle, and this I can use it as a reference. Circle is drawn, middle mouse click. Then I need a pentagon, hexagon over here. And now the hexagon is not available ready-made over here in any of these options, but if you go for palette, yeah, that is available here. So all you have to do is you just have to click and drag it into the drawing area. So once you do that, you will get a point here in the center like this, which is called the base. If you left click and drag on that, you can put it wherever you want. So I want to place it on the center of this. So you just have to touch that circle once, and when you get the circle, you just have to snap to that point. Once it is placed correctly, you just have to click the mid mouse button. Now that the palette work is over, you can just close it, and here you can see 6 times we have a length of 50. Now the hexagon here has been defined in such a way that the constraints ensure that all the sides are of equal length. So we need not worry of changing all the sides at once. So you just need to change this, and okay, the radius will change. Next thing, this has not got constraint even though we had pulled it correctly. So let's go with the coincident. This one is midpoint, this is coincidence constraint. Click on this point and this line. Now this point is coincident with this particular axis, and also we want this point to coincide with this center part of this. I think we'll have to go with, yeah, that same thing. Let's what we will need to make this, so we'll need a reference point. So at this point we'll have to choose references, click on this, click close. Now that we have a reference of this, we can see that there is a center point over here. So we'll have to use coincidence option for these two center points. One of these constraints will have to delete. So which one is it going to be? Coincident point on entity. Yeah, point on entity, we do not need it. So constraining this center point with the center point of this was enough to get this particular shape. The radius, the distance of edges, length of edges has already been set. This diameter, you can see it is 50. Let's change it. Now we have both the diagrams ready, and If I click on OK, you can see that they are removing the material over here. And instead of having this fixed length, in which case what will happen is, if the length is less than the thickness, then it's not going to be open on the other side, right? So to avoid that, we'll have to choose the option up to next, or we can choose the option through all. One of these options you can choose and click OK. Now you can see the object that we wanted has been formed correctly. Now, what would have happened if we had created this this set of objects in the upper sketch itself? Let us check that. So I'll just select them, copy, and I'll come out of this sketch. I'll just go back to the previous step wherein I have created only this extrude, and then I'll just go ahead and edit this, go to its sketch, edit, paste these objects over here. Okay, I'll just change this radius to make it 1. Right click and drag it to the center point of this, left click and drag it to this point, click mid mouse button. Okay, so if we had created these two diagrams in the first extrude itself, then how this would have gone? Let us see. All right, so if you see the top view, you will see the difference, right? So what happened was the draft was applied on the inner edges also. Draft was applied on the inner edges also. So that is why we didn't create these inside entities in the first sketch itself. Right. Let me just undo this, and that we are gone. And that is the reason we have created it in the second step as a separate extrude. And for the second extrude, we did not apply any draft. So if you go to the options, and if you see here, we did not apply any taper. That's the reason it went straight